We pray for better days.
Alright guys, so it took a few days. I don't particularly like grinding, but I got off the bump stop mount. You could see like the weld and stuff. And I got off the old shock tower, which is right over here. You could see why I don't want it anymore, because like you had to have a bolt go from here to that side, which made it easier to bend when you are going hard on it. Also, I had to extend it a few inches to properly mount my shocks, so I like cut it off right here around, and then made like 2 new 1/4 inch basically just mounting points, and then I added like a little tab, a brace thing, which it worked pretty well. Like I didn't have a problem with it, but it's just sketchy, especially for something that's supporting your entire car. That's the reason I upgraded to these. Also, these have the bypass mounts, which I'm not going to be utilizing really anytime soon, but in the future for sure. Also, something I got from Rough Stuff Specialties is their cross member kit. This utilizes a 2-inch, I believe, 120 wall tube, and then the isolator right here, and then you could pull it apart with this bolt. Really thick stuff, quality. Definitely won't have any issues with that, but then I'll be able to have a cross member running from just behind that master cylinder and to right here, which I'm taking that side out too, obviously. The sad part of this is I'm gonna have to take out the AC. I mentioned it before, but yeah, it's just, there's no room in here. Like, AC stuff all over there. There's just tubes and lines everywhere for AC. It's just, it's not worth keeping. That's about it for right now. That's my update. I'm gonna work on like sanding this down to be flat again. So yeah, that's my update for now. Alright guys, so I finished grinding. Everything's pretty smooth. There is some like little little marks in the frame from when I was using the grinder to cut everything off, but that's no big deal. It's just gonna get covered up by a plate anyway. So everything seems nice and smooth right now. If I get this tower, I could do it with one hand. You can see how that's gonna basically kind of fit. It's almost touching the master cylinder, which is kind of cool. So right here, I'm gonna add a plate, and I was thinking about this divot, and I probably don't need to have that, you know, few millimeters of clearance that it gives you, especially considering one shock will be here, one shock will be here. So as I'm probably gonna plate this in so it's all flat, which I think will look really nice. And I might add like a little like brace right here of like 1/4 inch, and then it'll meet up with the plate so that it's still strong in that area. Alright guys, so it's been a few weeks since I recorded last. I went down to San Francisco and to pick up some metal and some other tools that I left behind. But yeah, I got this shock tower off. I believe that's where I left off. I also started on the cage. The cage has arrived and it is a lot of work. So it took me, I'm just estimating, probably like 5 days with 5 hours a day to get this to this point. And this looks like nothing, and it really isn't much, but for one, these tubes take the longest to put in, and also there's things like this where you have to cut through 2 layers of metal, and it's like kind of hard to get to. It's just stuff like that that make it take longer than you would think it would. Like this also, it goes through the body mount. But yeah, so I mean, once you get these in on each side, like to this point, things will start going faster. So I'm happy I got to this point already. I'll show you the bottom part. This is all like scrap metal filled up to the top that I've cut off. But right here, there was a kick in the frame. I think it's for if you get hit, like if a car crashes into you while you're like crossing a like light or something, and say your frame will like bend, and it'll absorb the impact, I guess. I think that's what that's for, but I had to get rid of that, so this is a nice flat surface. And then all the tubes don't come prepped, so I'm taking a sanding wheel and making a bevel so the welds can have somewhere to sit. But everything's laying down nicely so far. I haven't had too many troubles. Well, I don't know, I've had a lot of troubles honestly, but when everything's working out, I feel happy about it. That's flat. One thing that I had to deal with is, don't mind those tacks, but basically this tube doesn't sit on the frame on this side. So I had these, I think they're 3.75 inch something from Rough Stuff, I don't know. They're just a big ass piece of metal really, but that's what I had to put in there as a plate, I guess, so that it will reach. And I'll talk about the clearancing a little more. This cage sits very tight. I don't know if you could see that. The lighting's weird. It sits very tight. This is like a finger width all the way up pretty much. And I don't know, like this is like touching. So as you'd expect, you have to clearance a lot of stuff to make that happen. And the reason I'm doing it this way, like this is really a square, kind of, if you think about it, is so I could have everything squared up, and then I'm gonna run the bar across there next, or I'm gonna duplicate this but on the other side, and then run the bar across, so to make sure everything fits right before I add any excess tubes to this, because it's already complicated enough. But yeah, so you're clearancing a lot most of the time when you're caging like this with this cage. Again, this is the TE Designs cage, but that's a good thing because it'll sit tighter to the cab. Yeah, that's about it. That's my update. Hello guys, thanks for watching. If you made it to this point. So far I haven't been recording a whole lot up until this point, but for the videos I'll be uploading after this one, they'll be a lot more informative. I haven't been recording a whole lot because I've been pretty busy with school and stuff, so and also I don't know what I was doing up until this point, so now I could you know, tell you guys what you need to do if you have this cage. I could give you a few pointers and whatnot. So yeah, stay tuned for the next videos. Also, I've been using my phone to record because it can go to 60 frames per second, which I think is important. But I have noticed that the low light performance on it isn't the best while recording, at least. So yeah, tell me if I should switch cameras, I guess. I have a Sony one that I could also use, so yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah.